What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the QA. I'm your host, Antpooh, having a lovely Black Panther Eve day. And of course, I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Miss Meriah. How's it going, lady? Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't call you my lady. I should call you my queen, the salt of the earth, all that other good stuff.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
And in case you haven't figured it out, of course, the blackest film of all time has arrived. We were able to see it early because I was able to pull some strings, and goddamn it, we're ready to get all the way into this film.
Worth it.
Now,
seeing it, everything was so worth it.
Was it really worth it? Well, we're gonna let you know.
It was worth it.
Now, if you haven't seen this film yet, I'm going to let you know immediately. There's going to be tons of spoiler. We're going to get deep into not only the story, the characters. This film was very layered, which is something that I've come to expect when it comes to a Ryan Coogler film. Not only does he direct it, he writes it as well. And he was tasked with not only bringing the first Marvel Cinematic Universe black superhero to film, but at the same time, he had the entire hopes of not only Black America, but blacks all around the world, African descendants, to put out the blackest Africanist film of all time.
So not a word.
Say that again?
I said that's so not a word.
Yeah, well, I'm going to make it a word. I got to try to make everything. So,
it's not a word.
Let's just get heavy into
First,
this.
I want to make sure that the audience knows art is subjective. So this is our opinions. It could mean something totally different to them.
And let's just be honest. It's 2 hours and 14 minutes. There is so much into this film. There's so many different projections and characterizations of blacks, of Africans, that there's going to be tons of debates about some of the character motivations and what was done in this film. That's what you want from a good film.
A conversation.
So of course we begin. The film starts off giving us a little backstory to the making of Wakanda. We get the first appearance of the Black Panther. And then we cut to a scene in, I believe it was the 80s, in Oakland. And Sterling K. Brown, who played Njabu, I'm sorry, please forgive me if I butcher a lot of these names.
Njobo.
Oh, I'm sorry. She got that. He's out on a mission. He's doing reconnaissance for Wakanda, seeing how some of the black people are living. And
they call them war dogs.
War dogs, that's right. And he became radicalized. You see, that's the first thing that we learn about Wakanda is that they have this isolationist policy. They were blessed to have this giant meteorite crash land into their country. I think it was thousands upon thousands of years ago. And it holds this very rare metal, vibranium, which they've used to not only use as a precious metal, but have used it to form new technology as well as a source of energy. First off, Meriah, what is your opinion on this film overall?
I do want to know why everyone keeps saying it's the blackest movie ever.
Well, it's because it's a black director. The producer, Kevin Feige, he took a step back and let a brother by the name of Nate Moore handle the producing duties on this film. Ryan Coogler, along with his longtime writing partner, I believe it's Joe Cole or something. He's a co-writer on this film. Oh, Joe Robert Cole. The cast is majority black. It's with the exception of Andy Serkis playing Claw, as well as Martin Freeman playing Everett Ross. And then you have a lot of the people behind the scenes were black. The cinematographer was a white lady, but the person who handled a lot of the set pieces as well as the costuming, they were black. A black woman in the case of the costume designer. So when they say it's the blackest film of all time, in front of and behind the camera, you have black people. And on top of that, when you see the film, there's a lot of African iconography in this film, something that you really don't see in a mainstream U.S. film. And at the same time, a lot of the themes touched upon are 100% black.
Okay. I wasn't sure why people kept saying that, because I was like, there's other movies.
Yeah, but
Coming to America.
Waiting to Exhale, which was directed by Forrest Whitaker.
Jules. Sorry. That's why. Sorry, I love the movie Juice. But yeah, that's why I was like, I didn't understand, because I'm like, why do people keep saying? But now I get it. I get what you're saying, because not a lot of those other movies had a whole lot of black people behind the scenes. But as far as the movie goes, I think it was awesome all around. General, like without digging any further, just the general movie itself was awesome. Great action, great graphics, great acting, great actors cast as the people they should be, and great storytelling, and oh my gosh, the detail just in general, it's great even without the messages behind it.
Indeed, and I have to say, this film served two masters. It served Marvel fanboys and it served the black community. And I think it knocked it both out of the park addressing those things. At the beginning, it is so black, so rich in African culture. You're seeing this African scenery. You're seeing these African people walking around, not only with merging the old countryside with this new technology building. And so it is possible. And then you have all of this African clothing, these African branding, tattoos, and I guess designs with some of the makeup they were doing. They started off with, of course, T'Challa is now ascended to the throne. They have to have this whole ceremony, and you're seeing them doing these dances and these rituals, and it's just like, damn, this is black. This is African. You're like, oh, you're watching this, and I went to the screening with one of my boys, Ryan Ford, and I just kind of turned to him and was like, shit, white people gonna be looking at themselves like, what the fuck is this? Because they ain't never seen you. How do you come to a Marvel film and you end up in the roots before the colonizers? And we'll get to that word colonizers later. Of course, this is a superhero film. They have the action. They have the superhero tropes and key beats. You have Shuri, who, first of all, Letitia Wright, I gotta tip my hat to her. She's freaking awesome in this. People keep saying this is Michael B. Jordan's film. He stole the film. No. Shuri is the one. She was freaking awesome. She played the smart aleck. She was the wisecracking. She was the smart person. She was in the thick of the action. She was brave. She was bold. She was strong. It was just like she had all of that and brought it, and she made her so relatable and so likable. And she was a dark-skinned sister looking good as hell too.
She really had the little sister idea down pat.
She really has her moments to shine, and you think, okay, yeah, she ain't Black Panther, but goddamn it, she's her own person. She has her own agency, and she's dope as hell.
She is. Truths.
Now, and that's the other thing, because you had so many dope black women in this film. You had Angela Bassett playing T'Challa's mother, Ramonda. You had Danai Gera playing Dori Milaje's General Okoye. And then you had, of course, Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia, which was T'Challa's ex-girlfriend, who is so funny. Because you see him chasing after her, and she's like, yeah, I could be the queen, but I just wouldn't be fulfilled doing that. What did you think about that dynamic?
I love the fact that the entire movie is basically built on the back of strong black women. The entire movie. I understand it's about Black Panther. His whole military is women, and his general goes with him everywhere, and she's the best fighter there. And his little sister is the smartest one, and she does all their tech that everybody uses on a daily basis. Again, woman. Like, the entire movie is built on these strong black women are everything.
It's also to note that when they do have the combat for the throne of Wakanda, there actually are these other tribes who are led by women as well.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, that was dope. So what else did you think about the character Eric Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan? Now, this is the one that's getting a lot of the discussion because he's very layered. He's going to be the one that they're probably going to be writing books about because of not only his... First of all, he acted his ass off. Michael B. Jordan, he's the new Denzel, in my opinion. He really is. He is. I've seen him in a number of films, and I haven't seen a bad performance from him. I mean, people will look at Fantastic Four, but whatever. He's killed it in his performances. What did you think of him?
I don't want you to get mad at me for saying this, even though I know you are.
Okay.
Probably everyone in the audience is too that's listening. But I don't really think that Denzel is a great actor that everybody says he is.
Okay, no. You can't do that. Don't do that.
That's off subject, and I'm so sorry, but I can't. I'm sorry. I don't agree.
Black Panther Day, you are not going to besmirch the name of our greatest living
Not
black
saying
actor.
he's not a very good actor, but he plays the same parts and he doesn't range from that, so I can't say he's great.
Okay, but back to Michael B. Jordan, because I'm just not going to even address that bull. Back to Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan did great, and I agree with you. His acting is really good. I've seen him branch out and do different types, like, funny and serious. He tapped into that anger. I give him credit for that.
You know what? See, this is where I think, because I had this conversation with someone, this is where I think racist white people are this is where they'll find a way of enjoying the film. That brother was the angriest of all angry black men. He was mad the whole time. It was like, dude, you won. What are you still mad about? You got everything.
Nah,
he was still mad
by his revenge, his anger. It makes up who he is, his character. Only problem I had with him at all, the only problem was that I thought as the villain, I think that he should have had a deeper voice, like he should have done. But I mean, it's his voice. He can't really change it. But I think villain, deep voice for some reason. Batman has a deep voice. Bane had a deep voice. I know Batman's not a villain. I'm just saying. Black Lightning, he's the hero, but he changes his voice. I'm just saying, I think that they would have done. He has a feminine voice to me.
So you saying feminine voices can't be? You saying feminine people can't be villains?
It just didn't have that. Like he nailed the facial expressions and the anger and the acting, but to me, it's just like he didn't have that bass in his voice that commanded. I don't know how to explain it. I can't even. But as far as in general, no, he did great. I love him. I would not mind seeing his next boo thing.
Oh Lord, see, you always gotta just take shit south. Now,
that's not South. I love my strong black men.
So, well, speaking of strong black men, this brings us to, of course, our title character, the lead actor, Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. Now, we're gonna get heavy into this a little bit later, but he did the role that he was supposed to do. I think this is the one thing Ryan Coogler did, is that it's Black Panther's film, but he actually made him take a step back because he was world building in his film. He was giving you the world of Wakanda. He was giving you the hierarchy of Wakanda, introducing Killmonger and all the different mythology of Wakanda that was going on to, I wouldn't say to the detriment of Black Panther, but I would say the character development of Black Panther, because he had to interact with all these other things so people could know what was going on. And they did a great job with that. It was an underplayed performance and he did it really good. He was smooth when he needed to be. He was the badass action hero when he needed to be. He was the troubled, sad, conflicted person when he needed to be. And he played all the roles great. Yes, Chadwick Boseman did the acting, but I have to give the kudos to the directing of Ryan Coogler. You agree with me?
I do.
Okay, there you have it. But beyond that, what is your opinions on T'Challa? And where do you think he ranks amongst the other Marvel superheroes?
I would put him right in the same league as Captain America. Because with all the other superheroes, until they team up, they're not really leaders. They're kind of just doing what they feel is right, fighting evil, etc., blah, blah. But you have Captain America or Black Panther, who is an actual king, but is out here leading his team. So I think he plays pensive really well. I think Chadwick got that down packed. He has that look on his face like I'm calculating the possible pros and cons of every action that he does.
That's a fair point. I like that.
And then when he didn't understand something, you can see, that little twitch in his brow. That's how am I as a king supposed to fix this? When he was angry at his dad, and he was like, what kind of man, what kind of king does this? You could see it on his face that he didn't agree, and he's trying to figure out how the king part played into effect of that decision. He did, man. He looked good for his age too. Black really don't crack, man.
You eat well and exercise, yeah.
Black don't crack. Don't give me that. You see, overweight black still don't crack.
I don't know, because Stacey Dash is seeing her age.
She's not just black though.
That's
what ignorance does to you.
Thank you. That's where I was going. Her black card got revoked, so that good skin went with it.
I can't even say just her black card. She's just an idiot, in all things.
Speaking of Michael B. Jordan, let's talk about his plan to destroy the world. Because, of course, with every Marvel villain, they have a plan to take over the world or destroy it. We find out that not only is Killmonger a Wakandan, but he's actually a member of the Wakanda's royal family. That was his daddy that T'Chaka murked at the beginning of the film. So not only is his daddy gone, we don't hear anything about his mama, but now here he is abandoned in Oakland, which I find that funny since that's where Ryan Coogler is from, and he had to fend for himself, hearing about Wakanda, but nobody coming to get him. So that just fuels his rage and anger towards his people. And unlike T'Challa, who grew up in the lap of luxury, pampered in Wakanda as a member of the royal family, he had to figure it all out by himself. He went into the military and became this badass killer. And to me, that's where the first dynamic of blacks versus Africans come. Because T'Challa has this Wakandan African worldview. Killmonger got this black American worldview. And you can see there's going to be a whole lot of discussions about what should blacks do and not do for one another. What do you think about that dynamic?
I think that's they didn't just give a nod to the fact that there's a difference. They dove right in for that movie, because right now, with the way things are going in the world, everything is circling around race and sex, unfortunately. But the fact that it's circling around race, nobody wants to talk about the fact that if we expect change as a community, as being, a black community, if we want to be respected by all these Caucasian people, we need to affect that change in our own communities first, and we're not. It goes back to that question you asked me for Black Panther 2. You're like, why does the hero always have to fight, the low down drug dealers and things like that? But
you mean Black Lightning?
Black Lightning. What did I say?
Black Panther 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. Black Lightning. But if you actually pay attention, none of those drug dealers, none of those gangs have white people in them. They're all black people. We're out here killing each other at the same rate cops are killing black people. And you're not hearing about it because we're okay with us killing each other. We get angry when they do it, which I can understand to a certain point because, of course, the cops are there to protect us. But the fact that he brings that to the movie and Eric is sitting there telling them, all of us are suffering, all of our people are killing each other. We could rule this world if we just band together and did what we need to do. And the fact that he shined a light on that and brought it to the movie so that it could be a discussion, since nobody wants to talk about that, is not just bold, but in my opinion, amazing if people see that part of the message. That we need to change within ourselves first, because T'Challa says the same thing at the end of the movie, and I'm not sure if people are actually going to pay attention to it because that's not what they want to hear. They don't want to hear that we got to change within ourselves before we can expect these white people to respect us and change too.
Yeah, that was a little too much. What about black on black crime for my liking? But
it's a thing. There's a lot of black on black crime. We're trying to uplift our own people while we're simultaneously bringing them down.
That's a fair point. But Killmonger's pops, he got radicalized, and this is where we're going to fight on this, because I completely understand T'Chaka's point of view. T'Chaka, who sent his brother, who was a war dog, he, in my opinion, I say he got radicalized. He says, we chilling in Wakanda, but other black people are suffering. We need to take what we got and go help them. Now, I see T'Chaka's point, and I see the majority of how Wakanda was before that. We got this vibranium. This is that good shit. That really good shit. Yeah, we can help the world. Yeah, we definitely probably could help our other black people that look like us. Yeah, we could probably help the Africans, since we're on this continent. And I see their point. If we do that, they're going to constantly be in war, because you don't think Russia, Great Britain, China, and especially the U.S. motherfucking of A ain't going to want to say, okay, you gave us that, but we want more. We want more than that. Come on. So I'm kind of not mad. Okay, yeah, we could do that, But if we do that, we gonna fuck up with this good shit we got here. And I'm not that mad at it. What do you think?
I mean, I can definitely see both opinions, but you can't only want the good and can't accept the bad. You have to take the bad with the good, unfortunately. They could have attempted to branch out a little bit and help in some type of way while still trying to keep their secret. There's like Nakia, the character Lupita plays. Like she said, I don't see why we can't set up refugee camps and give anonymous donations or something. Like there's different ways they could have attempted to help without exposing themselves completely, but they, like she said, you have to help. Or like Njobu says, they could help so many people and they're kind of just being selfish.
I have to bring it back to that point. Them trying to help will open them up for in my opinion, constant war. So yeah, I'm not that mad at it. And the other thing is that, okay, it wasn't just the fact that he wanted to do that. Njobu, we find out, worked with Claw to have Claw go into Wakanda to steal that vibranium. I guess he thought, I'm gonna work with Claw. Claw's gonna bring it to me and I'm gonna give it to the people. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking there. But in the process, Wakandans died. In particular, T'Challa's trusted advisor, W'Kabi, which plays a part later. So yeah, T'Chaka had to deal with his brother. More than likely, his brother was gonna go back to Wakanda and was gonna stand trial and either be put to death or life in prison. More than likely, since he was a royal, they were probably going to put him in prison. And he decided, I'm going to try to kill this dude I think betrayed me, which was young Forrest Whitaker's character. What was it? Zuri. And he made a choice. It's like, look, you already caused the death of Wakandans. I'm not about to let you cause another death because of your fuck up. Because you and your feelings. And that's one of my L's for this film. Yes, we have our big ups, our side eyes, and L's. My L is, I'm giving my L to T'Challa. Why the hell you mad at your pops? Your pop did what was in the best interest of Wakanda. You disagree?
I mean, I disagree because his main anger at his dad was the fact that they left Eric behind.
Okay,
I feel like the main reason they left him behind was to preserve their brother's name. Or his brother's name, the royal name, I guess.
Yeah, because they'd have to explain that baby, and then they have to explain what happened to him, and then have to explain, well, he did this.
They said they had to maintain the lie. So I can understand why T'Challa would be mad at his dad, because that wasn't right. I understand that you were put in a position, you made a choice, you killed your own brother, but because you didn't want to explain why you killed him or ruin the royal name, you left an innocent kid by himself who grew up to ruin y'all shit. He came back. He came back. Revenge, man.
Now, but speaking of that, one side I'm going to give this film. So, Eric Killmonger, he stays in America. He joins the army. He becomes special forces, whatever. He's this badass military trained guy. However, and in the film, this is spoilers, he comes back, he wants to challenge the throne. T'Challa and Killmonger fight. Killmonger wins. I'm giving that a major side eye because T'Challa is supposed to be baddest motherfucker in Wakanda. He's been trained since birth to be this badass fighting machine. All these different fighting styles. He's taken on Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man. I don't know who else was in there. He took them on. But yeah, he took those people on. And you trying to tell me this dude, they took the Panther thing out of him. But I'm like, come on, he still got his training. And you trying to tell me that Killmonger beats him? And here's my conspiracy brother take on this. You trying to tell me a white American trained non-Wakandan black man can beat a Wakandan trained royal? Yeah, I got a problem with that.
Boo. That's one of my big ups.
Wow.
That's one of my big ups. First of all, the obvious thing about it is they in 2 different weight classes.
What?
Eric is bigger than T'Challa.
You said 2 different weight classes. Come on.
2 different weight classes.
Baku was bigger than him too.
It's besides the point. Look.
Oh, that's
now
different.
You bring up old stuff. Anyway, reason it's a big up to me is because the reason, if you pay attention, the reason he loses is because he did not believe in his position. if you want to refer back to when he was fighting, what was the name? M'Baku?
Mayonnaise. We just gonna call him Mayonnaise.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna call him that. If you want to bring up the fact that when he was fighting M'Baku, the reason he won, right before he wins, he yells, because, you know, his mom and his sister back there, like, show him who you are. He yells, like, you know, I am T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, son of T'Chaka. I am the Black Panther. I am the king, etc., etc. Because he believes in who he is and his calling and his duty. But then he loses to Eric because he's already wavering in all of that, because he finds out his dad killed his uncle and they left a kid behind, and he does not agree with it. And then he has Nakia is in his ear like, I don't understand how you can just be comfortable up here in your ivory towers when our brothers and sisters who aren't Wakandans are out here dying and suffering. And so he's already on a scale pivoting to one side, like, well, maybe I should rule differently than my dad. And then this bomb gets dropped in his lap like, oh yeah, your dad, he might have been a great king to you, but he's kind of a D-bag and left your cousin all alone in America with no family. So he's like,
okay, when you put it like that, that does sound fucked up.
Like, if you remember, even when he was in Civil War, the reason he was so strong and he was fighting for, it's because he strongly believed, this is the man who killed my dad. I have to avenge him. I have to, you know, restore his honor, whatever the case may be, because he strongly believed that. So when he was fighting Eric, he's already like, I don't know, man, I'm in the wrong here. Or my dad was in the wrong, whatever. But that's the reason why he lost.
Okay, but my thing is like, okay, he might have been unwavering of the crown he inherited, but to quote a famous De La Soul album, the stakes is high.
Oh,
like,
Lord.
You want this dude, your unwavering is gonna put that dude on the crown. You better suck it up, son.
Look, your heart and your mind don't always agree.
That's a fair point. Yeah, but I kind of had a problem with that. And I would have accepted it more if they had revealed that Killmonger had, I don't know, some enhancement. I don't know, something cybernetic or mystical.
More muscle.
Or
higher weight class.
Whatever. But I wish they had revealed that, because you could say he doesn't have the Black Panther serum in him, so he couldn't match up to whatever Killmonger had in him. And then when Killmonger got the Black Panther serum, he got the Black Panther serum, they went head up, so the advantage went back to his training. So yeah, okay, I would have accepted that. Plus he had the Black Panther suit, but I have a problem with the way that he lost. The other thing I have a problem with is, so he loses, Killmonger tosses his ass off the side of that big ass mountain.
Waterfall.
I'm calling it a mountain, all right? It looked high. It looked high as hell. Okay, the waterfall. And, you know, it's the movie. Come on, you know he gonna come back. So he comes back. And he walks up onto the field like, Killmonger, Eric, I did not yield. And you can see I'm not dead.
Horrible accent.
Whatever.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
And before I could get it out my mouth, Michael B. Jordan said, he was like, bruh, later for that, we done with the fight. I was thinking the same thing. Like, dude, okay, you didn't, but like, dude, there's a time limit on this fight.
It's because you're American, you have no honor for the rules.
Wow. Wow. Hey, you
the
right?
rules were, if you don't die and you don't give up, then it's still going. I'm just saying.
How long are they supposed to wait? No, that's what I'm saying. I'd have been like, nah, man, the game over. Like,
at the body.
Yeah, okay, fair point. But yeah,
I confirmed the kill. Don't tap.
That's a good point. All I'm saying is Michael B. Jordan took the words right out of my mouth. I'm like, dude, game over. I don't know what you're talking about. The other thing was the final. Oh,
I want to explain that my side eye is his best friend.
Ooh, yeah,
Look, Wakabi, he's a man. He a B word for that.
Another thing, I turned to my homeboy in the movie when he sided with Killmonger. I was like, I see that nigga back in the sunken place.
Right, see? So, okay. In the movie, Wakabi's parents were killed by Claw, right?
Yes, Claw.
Okay, so W'Kabi's parents were killed by Claw the first time he broke into Wakanda to steal the vibranium. So he's essentially in the same position as Eric. He's angry about that. So when the chance presents itself for them to get Claw, he's like out for blood. And when T'Challa does not deliver, which isn't his fault, but when he does not deliver, he's all, oh, you're a bad king, like your dad. Like, first of all, take your attitude somewhere else, because this is real life. It should
You want to get out his feelings? Is that what you're saying?
Right. But then Eric decides to show up. Eric Killmonger shows up and delivers Claw, even though he's the one that helped him escape. Delivers Claw at his feet, like, here you go. It's a gift, dead man. This is, here you go. And all of a sudden, W'Kabi's whole persona changes. Like, now your loyalties just going to switch from the boy you've known since you were a child to this man who killed the person, which I can understand. I get the concept of the revenge and having that on your soul, just blacking a part of you. But the fact that with Wakandans, their culture and their family and their Wakandan way is just loyalty. Like, loyalty. That's my side eye. That was a side eye and an L, because his character made me want to punch him in the throat.
Okay, why you can't say the word? Why you being all PC?
Because it's not ladylike to cuss.
But you ain't no lady.
I am a lady.
Nah, I'm just playing.
I resent that.
But
I feel like you need to catch me outside. You need to come outside and catch me.
Yeah, okay, whatever. First of all, I've seen them hands. I'm not scared.
You should be.
But to play devil's advocate, I see why W'Kabi was quote-unquote disloyal. Here's the thing. That was his parents. Parents dead by Claw. When Okoye called both of them to that briefing, and W'Kabi was like, okay, I want to be with you, my king. I want to go get him. And what did T'Challa say? Nah, me and your girl, I don't know if they married or girlfriend and boyfriend, I don't know, but me and your girl, we got this. And he's like, all right, okay. So then when they come back, he's like, okay, where's Claw? You said you was gonna bring me Claw. And he's like, he slipped through our fingers. And he said, it's like, I've been waiting 30 years. I thought you were gonna be different from your father. I see it's more of the same. You didn't deliver Claw, which he's been wanting his revenge for 30 plus years. 2, I asked to come, and you said, nah, bro, hang back. And now you're just like, oh, yeah, you slipped through our finger. So, yeah, I'm not mad at that. And then you got to take into account, yes, Killmonger shows up with the body. You don't know what Killmonger told W'Kabi. I'm sure for W'Kabi to walk up into that throne room the way he did, he heard the entire story. And he might have been like, maybe, maybe not, but it was confirmed. So he's like, wait a minute, T'Challa, you ain't shit, and now I find out your daddy ain't shit either. So I'm kind of not mad at him. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna roll with the one who delivered the murderer of my parents. And like I said, your daddy ain't shit.
Nah, it goes deeper than that, man. It has to, because when T'Challa shows up alive, he's alive. When he shows back up and he's like, we got to continue this ritual, this tradition that we have, because I'm not dead and I did not give up. But he's like, nah, we ain't gonna do that. Get him, W'Kabi, and W'Kabi does it. Like, that's your culture. Those are your traditions that you just turned your back on just because, and you didn't ask no questions. This is your best friend since you was a child. You didn't ask no questions. You didn't give not one benefit of the doubt. He is not his dad. You did not ask not one question. See, that's some B-word stuff. Use a B-word.
Damn, okay, you got a nice rebuttal there. I gotta give you props on that. But it brings me to, in my opinion, one of the funniest, and we kind of had a heated debate on this too. Towards the end of the film, there's a fight. The Dora Milaje say, screw you, Killmonger. You're not fit to be king. I'm gonna still serve the king because you didn't complete the combat trial. And they're fighting. Of course, Killmonger, he busts out his gold leopard print Black Panther suit, which I was giving that side eye too. What was up with the leopard spots on Black Panther suit? But whatever.
What were the leopard spots?
What were they then?
It was the same thing as the other Black Panther suit. It was the buildup of the hits, but his light was gold instead of purple.
No, at the top of the mask, you could see it was black and yellow spots, or that looked like a leopard spotted skin.
I didn't see that.
Nah, sis, that was leopard print. So towards the end, Okoye and Wakabi, they come face to face. She tries to reason with them, like, yo, stand down. But this is our king. We're going to serve our king. And Wakabi's like, nah, chick, get behind me. I'm the man, all that bull. And he says, you willing to strike me down? She's like, for my country, yes. Now, this is where I see it. I see it as he looked around, he saw the fighting, and then he looked at his girl, and she's like, damn, she said she's willing to strike me down for this country. She's willing to kill me. And on top of that, they have established Okoye is second best warrior in Wakanda behind T'Challa. He don't think he can take her. So I think that's why he put his sword down. You have another theory. Please enlighten us with this BS.
First of all, my theory's right. I'm right, you're wrong. Second of all, I don't think, okay, first of all, obviously, Wakabi and Okoye are lovers. She didn't say nothing like, there was no preemptive conversation. Wakabi was going to attack M'Baku, and Okoye steps in front so that he can't finish that because she took advantage of his love for her. So the rhino's love for her. Yeah, the beast he's riding stops, gives her a kiss, and then he dismounts and he's like, why are you protecting these people? I can't remember what she says. And whatever she says, she draws her spear. And he's like, you would draw your spear at me? And she was like, yes. And he was like, you would kill me? Because he knows, like you said, he knows she's a better fighter. He's like, you would kill me. And she's like, for my country, yes. And then because she says, for my country, that's when it pans out from his point of view. It's like you're looking through his eyes and he sees his people and the other tribes of Wakanda fighting. So he sees his country at odds with itself, and it kind of blurs in and blurs out. So it's like, and he looks back at her, and as soon as he looks back at her, he drops his weapon. It wasn't a sword, but he drops his weapon. So he clearly sees the toll that his actions has made on his country. Don't be mimicking me because I'm right and you're wrong. He sees the actions that he made, and it goes back to that, what a Wakandan is, how they are fiercely loyal to their country. And he sees the toll it takes, and he realizes, like, I'm wrong, and he drops it. I don't want to say that it doesn't play a part that he loves her and he knows he can die for it, but these are people that were raised knowing that there's a chance they would die, that they're not supposed to fight unless necessary, which is what Okoye says to Eric Killmonger when they're in their little quality time together discussing what's going to happen after he becomes king. But he realizes, like, okay, that there should be no more death in my country because we're at odds and we shouldn't be. I think that was his epiphany. That's the word. Epiphany. He had an ephany. It's just like, okay, I did wrong. My bad.
You know what? I like to chide you as the young millennial, but I think you kind of schooled me there. I tip my hat to you. That's a great analysis of that scene, of that moment. Wow.
I need you to remember that moment. I'm always right.
And you always have to ruin things. You always have to ruin things. You just can't be humble.
You're right.
But here's the thing. There's been some criticism lobbed at Black Panther that there isn't enough action. And you know what? I'll say that's fair, but it's fine because the story is so engaging that I don't miss that there's not 6, 7, 8, 9 different action scenes. However, when they do give you an action scene, like the one in South Korea, holy shit. First of all, I can see the difference between Ryan Coogler directing that action scene and when it was back to the Marvel. What we got in Wakanda, that was Marvel. That scene inside that South Korean gambling spot, I don't remember what it was called, we're just gonna call it the gambling spot, where he did that one long take, single camera take of the fight, moving downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, left, right. Freaking awesome. I will dare say, I don't think that there's a better choreographed fight scene in an MCU film. Now, I said choreographed fight scene, not a super powered fight scene, because the airport scene is dope as hell. But that scene is classic Ryan Coogler. You saw it in Creed. You saw it here. That was dope. And then that chase scene, even though I knew some of those shots were going to come up, it still blew my fucking mind. That was dope.
Nah, I agree. That's I like turned to my best friend, who I do the YouTube show with, Patrick. As soon as that came on, the fight scenes, I turned to him and I was like, man, like if you really think about the detail that goes into these scenes, like someone really thought about like, okay, we should make them go around this truck. Like we should make T'Challa say, you know what, go around this truck. And he's like, okay. Or his sister's like, okay. So she goes around the truck, and then you see the car pull up in front of him, and he's no longer on the Lexus anymore. He's, jumping over onto the next car. Like, who really thinks of these little details that would make this fight seem that much bigger? You know what I'm saying? Or having Nakia slowly slide up behind, still in the driver's seat behind Okoye after their car gets blown to pieces. Like, who really thinks of all this little stuff? It's amazing, the detail.
The stuff that they showed with Shuri driving that car remotely was freaking dope. The colors, the filming it at night, it just all came together. Now, I admit, here's an L. I got another L I gotta give to Black Panther. The CGI was not as crisp. Maybe they blew the whole budget on the costumes. I doubt it. Maybe they did, because I mean, you gotta get that stuff where somebody had to make it. And I'm fine with that they decided we gonna get these people looking as authentically, unapologetically Black African as possible. CGI be damn. We cut back on that, but that CGI wasn't as crisp. It just wasn't. But lastly, I have one more L to give Black Panther. Now, in the late 90s and early 2000s, a black man by the name of Wesley Snipes, Black Ass Wesley, as we call him back. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because whenever anybody asks me about my real dad, the one that's dark skinned, I'll be like, oh no, my dad is like Wesley Snipes Black. Like, that's how I describe him. Black Ass Wesley. Man. He had done, I think at this point he had done the first two Blade films, and he had been campaigning and trying to get Black Panther made. He admitted his love for the story. He wanted to play T'Challa, and he tried to get it done. Couldn't get it done. There's a news story where he discussed what his film was going to look like, and people were kind of like, yeah, we didn't miss much. But the point of the matter is that man who started this superhero renaissance, this golden age of comic book films with the success of the Blade trilogy, Blade 1998, that wiped away the bad taste people had in their mouth with Batman and Robin and made people think, oh, not only can we still make big money off these comic book superheroes, but Marvel characters can make big money. And the fact that in the blackest film of all time, Black Panther finally getting a film, they didn't have some role for Wesley Snipes, something? Yeah, you guys get an L for that. Now, I don't know if there was some issues, because they said that Wesley was hard to deal with in Blade Trinity? And, he's been out of Hollywood. Maybe he burned some bridges. But come on, Ryan Coogler, Nate Moore, you guys had to get Wesley Snipes in this film. Any last thoughts?
No. I mean, it would have been cool to see Wesley Snipes in it. I don't think he would have made a good T'Challa, but that would have been dope.
He should have been T'Chaka, because it would have made so much sense, because he was the one that wanted to play. Yeah. Why?
I don't think he could play a king, someone who thinks he doesn't have that stoic royalty era to him. But to be fair, I've only seen him in Blade, and in Blade, he's kind of a wild card. So
that's what I was about to say. Your millennialness is showing. That man can act.
That's fine. I'm a millennial, apparently. So, facts, not insults.
Oh, no, that was an insult. That's the problem. You don't realize
it was facts, though. It's not an insult to me.
Whatever. So, me, 4.5 out of 5 for Black Panther's first day dollars. In case you didn't know. You, Mariah?
Yeah, I'll give it 4.5 too. I just really hope that it lives up to everyone's expectations, because everyone is expecting it to be so much more than a movie. But they need to keep in mind that at the end of the day, it is just a movie. It might not be that pivotal turning point that they expect it to be in Hollywood.
Damn, we're supposed to wrap this up, but I gotta go ahead and say it. It's not going to be, because unfortunately, it's not. Because unfortunately,
it's not. Hollywood's been working the same way for hundreds of years.
And they have their excuse. It's a Marvel superhero film. It's Disney's backing. There was a perfect storm of everything. They put it in Black History Month, goddammit. They have the excuse of saying, why it won't work again. That only Black Panther 2 can work. And that's all I'll say about that. I want to be optimistic, but I just know how they do.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I hope it's what people think it's going to be. I hope it can live up to the expectation. It will definitely be, it will start a lot of conversations and maybe open up a few doors, but it's not going to change what everyone thinks it will.
All right, so that was our Black Panther. But before we get out of here or go on to our recommendations, since it is Black History Month and since we're still on this high of the first Black superhero getting his film, we want to give our take on the best Black superheroes that there are. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
Top 3. Let's do top 3 because there's obviously a bunch.
Of course, but you want to go first or you want me to go first?
My
okay,
top
go
3
ahead.
Okay. Starting from the bottom would be Blade. Yes, we talked about him. Unfortunately, he would be last because he's in my mind, he's newer to me. The second to last would be Static Shock.
Hey, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Him. See, I didn't watch Blade until I was, high school, a little bit before high school, but Static Shock I grew up with as a child, Saturday morning cartoons. But my first would be, of course, Jon Stewart because I'm a Green Lantern girl. And he was part of the Justice League, and he was awesome.
Do you want to tell everybody how much of a Green Lantern girl you are?
Why is this so funny to you? All right,
it's hilarious.
What he's referring to is that, see, look, if anybody sees me on the street, they don't take my phone and run and know how to unlock it. But anyway,
don't nobody want your phone.
It's an iPhone X. Everybody wants it. Anyway, the code to my phone happens to be the sector that Earth is in for the Green Lantern universe.
First of all,
because you think
it's funny. It's cute as hell too, and hella clever. Now, the thing that I hate about it is the moment she said it, I said all 4 digits without even giving a second thought.
That's what surprised me because a lot of people don't it doesn't, unless you've read the comic books, you don't know the sectors and how many planets are in each sector and all that. The fact that you were just like, it's in this sector. Don't say it. Let them Google it for themselves so that nobody tries to steal my phone.
So my top 3, number 3, Michonne from the Walking Dead comics, which, by the way, played by Denai Guerra on the TV show, who was in, that's right, Black Panther. Anyway.
Wait, is that the one with the sword?
Yeah, that's Okoye, the one with the big bald head. She's bald in real life?
No. I mean, the one you're talking about in...
Oh, yes. She's the one.
Okay, I never watched The Walking Dead. I refused.
Wow, we have to have a conversation about that later.
Sorry. I don't like to watch the hyped shows.
Huh? But you just went and watched Black Panther.
That wasn't a hype show. That was a Marvel movie that's different. But I don't like to watch the hype shows that much. And then when I do, it's usually after they've already wrapped. So you don't just binge watch them and see if I like them or not.
Oh, so you don't, so you don't feel like you're jumping on the bandwagon either?
I guess I'm not really that huge on zombies either. It started to get played out because there's so many zombie things.
That is true.
But anyway.
Yeah, but Michonne is freaking awesome. She comes onto the comic book with the sword. She has these 2 chained up zombies with her and just has them tamed as her bodyguards and keeping other zombies off. She's evolved through, I think it's been 100 comic issues. She's done badass shit. She cut a man's dick off and put a spoon up his butt. She was in damn near Mortal Kombat and kicked the zombie's ass as well as her opponent. She's a dope badass sister.
I mean, I didn't even watch the show, but I heard about her, so that she's the only reason why I even thought maybe I should watch this when it's over. Because I mean, an awesome black chick wielding a sword, a katana. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm. Number 2 is Black Panther. He was the first. Now, I didn't like the Black Panther until the Christopher Priest run in the late 90s under Marvel Max. That's where we got the Dora Milaje. Christopher Priest, he took this character and put a ton of African iconography in there and based a lot of what he did on the African culture. So that's my Black Panther. Reginald Hudlin was good as well too, but the Christopher Priest run, perfect. Mm-hmm. And last and certainly not least, my number 1 is Storm. Storm, first of all, I'm going to put it this way. Storm is a fucking badass. She's seen as a goddess in Africa because she can control the weather. She was a black woman put on the X-Men team, which was Cyclops' team. And Professor X was like, yeah, I've been rolling with you for I don't know how long, Scott. In real life, it might have been 15 years, I think. But I'm going to go ahead with this sister who can control the weather. And they fought for control of the X-Men in the Danger Room. She had no powers at the time. She beat Cyclops. And in my opinion, one of the baddest moments she ever had, and probably in all of comics, the baddest of baddest black female moments in comics, it was Uncanny X-Men 242. They were facing this demon, Nishtarsh. I can't pronounce it. It's all these different consonants put together. I can't pronounce it. And they were defeating him. And she's hitting him with lightning. Cyclops come up to him. He's like, what are you doing? You weren't supposed to kill him. You were just neutralize him. She's like, well, I couldn't accomplish one without doing the other. Cyclops, who gives you the right to be executioner? And she says, not even looking at him, looking straight at you at the comic book. I'm Storm. I lead the X-Men. That gives me the right. And I was like, oh shit. Storm is number one. Plus she's had a ton of great freaking stories, which are really awesome, which you should go out of your way to read. I'm saying that.
I'm not the boss of you. Don't tell me what to do.
You should make a song. You're not the boss of me. Isn't there a song?
You should tell me what to do.
Well, when I'm right, it just has to happen.
You're not right. You're not right.
Now we come to our favorite segment of the show. Recommendations. Meriah.
Oh!
Meriah, I heard you got one.
I got a great recommendation. The first black hero family that I ever saw on television.
Tell me more.
Up, Up, and Away. Did you ever watch that? The Disney Channel movie, Up, Up, and Away?
Never heard of it.
Oh my gosh. It's a black family, right? And all of them have superpowers. All of them but the son. And he's not even like Jack small. He's like the middle kid. There's like an older brother, and then it's him, and then they have like a younger sister. And he's the only one without powers, and he's struggling with that because he has a super family. And then he gets his powers, and they like defeat everybody together, but he's the only one that can defeat him. Man, it's just, but it was an all black family. And of course, they're living like a white neighborhood or whatever, but it's a Disney Channel movie. And it was I honestly don't know the year it was created.
Are you kidding me? This is Robert Townsend played in this? Year 2000.
It was created in 2000. So this is back when I was young. But the fact that they had a black hero family back then on the Disney Channel, for me, it was a big thing. It was like, Static Shock, because I don't remember everything about the movie, so I can't say that they touched on any of the black issues that are nowadays, kind of like how Static Shock did. But the fact that it was an all black family and it was a family of superheroes, really, they had the grandpa and everything, and it was some pretty well-known actors too.
Sherman Hemsley was in this. I have never heard of this.
You heard of it? Yeah.
I mean, I was still pretty young. I was just getting to my 20s, and I still watch cartoons and stuff like this. How did I never hear of this? This is ridiculous.
It's not a cartoon, but yeah.
But you know what I mean, Disney stuff. I
had an awesome recommendation. Y'all need to go find somewhere to watch it. I'm sure they have it on like Apple, movies, because Apple has everything. Yeah, recommendation. Go look up the movie Up, Up, and Away. It's a Disney Channel movie. Black hero family. Remember, it's in the 2000s, though, so the graphics and
that's true, yes,
and the action are not the greatest, but it's still really good.
Wow, I feel kind of bad because mine is black, but it's not a superhero related one, and it's new. My recommendation is The Chi. It's a Showtime drama by Lena Waithe, who just won an Emmy for Best Writing on the Master of None, Aziz Ansari show. And it's like, people are calling it The New Wire. It's not there yet. I mean, it's only 5 episodes in, but it's really fucking good. In my opinion, it should really be called a motherfucking series of unfortunate motherfucking events. Because it's amazing how these little things that happen just keep connecting and snowballing, It's set in Chicago, all the issues that's going on. It starts off with the death of this high school basketball player, and the ramifications of that just starts affecting a ton of different people. And you just sit there, you're just like, oh man, now you owe this drug dealer behind what this dude did because of this happened. You have to watch it. It's really dope. It's really deep. They have these middle schoolers. The acting is just top freaking notch. They got, is it John Mitchell, I think is his name, played Eazy in Straight Outta Compton. He is killing it, and you always got to feel bad for him. They got another character, young dude. He ended up getting this girl pregnant. He got a baby. So all of a sudden, he's working at this fish market, and but somehow he always got the freshest sneakers. And now he got to take care of this baby, so he's dealing with all of this situation. And he gets into, again, motherfucking series of unfortunate motherfucking events. He got to take care of the baby. Now he's in the middle of what could be tobacco trafficking. Watch it. You'll thank me later. Amazing show.
Nah.
Wow.
My recommendation is better. And it's a black producer. Black director, not producer. It's a white producer.
So is The Chi. They got black directors on there. Lena Waithe is black. Better. Wow. It doesn't always have to be a competition, Mariah.
It is right now, and I win.
That's all right, because I'm T'Challa, and you're Shuri, and right. T'Challa is king.
Because T'Challa can't be the Black Panther in the way that he is without Shuri. So,
but he's the king.
The brains version.
But he's the king. That's what I'm saying.
Just saying, you're not helping your case.
Whatever. And this is going to wrap up another edition of the QA. Lovely time with you, Mariah, as always.
Imagine me Harlem shaking out of here.
And she can't dance, so just imagine how bad that is.
First of all, that's a lie. The blasphemy and lies that have been coming out of your mouth tonight. I'm going to need you to knock it off.
But before we get out of here, where can we find you online?
Check me out at AKA Raya on Instagram and Snapchat. And I'm Mariah Hudson with an E at Twitter.
Now, say that Twitter one more time because it kind of is confusing.
I'm Mariah Hudson, but Mariah is spelled with an E, not an A. Meriah. I'm Mariah Hudson on Twitter.
Not only has she been tweeting this past week, she got some new followers, and she's been interacting with other people on Twitter.
You shut your face.
And of course, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Antpooh. I'll be with my brother's podcast Juice with a review of Black Panther. I'll be with Mo Kelly with his Nerdcast doing a review of Black Panther. And as my brother Michael Dean likes to say, work like a job. Peace.